Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Village Board Work Session meeting today, Monday, November 2nd. I just have a few announcements, actually more than normal. Thank you, Village of Washingtonville Police Department, for an outstanding job both October 30th and 31st. Thank you, DPW, for placing tower lights throughout areas of the village. I also want to thank the Village of Curious Joel, the town of Palm, for lending us the additional 3 tower lights. This practice has been going on for years. This Friday, November 6th, Hudson Valley Hot Rods and Pauline Neiman will be having a trunk or treat at Vern Allen Park. The hours are from 5:30 to 7:30. There have been some telephone calls coming into the village as well as on Facebook regarding water sewer bills. We are addressing them and we will be getting back to the owners as soon as possible. I have asked for and received usage for the residents and have charted out in some cases over the past 2 or 3 years, learning that residents are using the same, if not a little bit higher, but the reason it's high is more people are living in the house during these times. Other post was accusing the village board of fudging the numbers. Mr. Mulvey, I assure you this has not, nor will it ever happen. Those days are over. Another post I thought, quoted, I thought we were supposed to be saving money hiring the new water company. Mrs. DeVinco, our water sewer rates have not gone up in our term here, despite your requesting that they do. We will be addressing these rates very soon. As far as the WWTP wastewater treatment plant, the DEC gave us no option. We needed to expand. The past administrations ignored the issues and concerns. The action that this board has taken will remove the consent order that was placed on the DEC years ago. We will be having a ribbon cutting at the wastewater treatment plant on Saturday, November 14th at 10 a.m. Letters have gone out to zoning board members asking if they wish to continue serving on this board. We will hold interviews for all those that are still interested. All previous members' terms had expired. The DPW will be installing signs at E.J. McLaughlin III Common as well as Veterans Square. Thank you, Valerie, for designing and following through with the signs. I want to thank Angela Acerno, I think I screwed that up, Acerno, thank you, for the donation of the bench at Vern Allen Park. The bench is in memory of an angel, Alexis J. Lewis. It is located at the entrance to Washingtonville Dog Park. Tomorrow is election day. Many residents have asked where they go to vote. Please call your ward person, Kathy Gregg Acevedo. Her telephone number is 917-797-1097. And Thomas DeVinco, Ward 2. His telephone number is 849-4523. Please, there's no parking on village streets during the hours of 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. and any time there is snowfall that has an accumulation of 2 or more inches. Anybody else have? Okay. I'll be addressing more on Facebook because it has to stop. Okay.
Let me just say about the water bills. We've had, out of 1,800, or more 1,839, we had 35 complaints called in for high water usage. And right off the bat, when I started checking a number of them, a few of them were absolutely legit. I adjusted the bills and resent bills, but they weren't drastically different. Some of them, and again, this was the October reading, and when you look at the houses many of the houses I looked at in one area that had sprinkler systems in ground, lawns were lush, and the grass was green, and the water was used. So we're doing one at a time, and I'm doing the ones that have the biggest complaint as far as money. But most of the folks that have complained about water usage, and we are not gonna do bucket tests on every residence that complain because their water bill is too high. It's just, we don't have the time, and I don't think it's necessary. We've gone out and done a couple of bucket tests, and it's been spot on, and you know, when your water bill goes up $12 from the last quarter to this quarter, that's not a big leap. Things fluctuate. I can give you stats on how much water you lose in leakage, but I've gone out myself and done a number of the readings, and we're just getting them. If you had called up, we're gonna get back to you. That's it.
It's also based on days used, correct?
Yeah, but it's not, 10 days, 5 days is not gonna make a big difference.
It would make a difference, $14.
Well, it might be a $12 difference in that one,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was a, I think it was 140, as opposed to 90.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it was like 10 or 12 months.
Okay. Going to the agenda, old
Also,
business.
one other
I'm
thing,
sorry.
one other thing, and I've run into this with a number of people. I've got a few complaints where when I pull up their records, the water bill is very high. And there was one that was high because they ended up with a zero usage reading last quarter. I don't know why they got a zero usage reading, whether it wasn't read, it was misread, it was overlooked, but it showed zero usage for the last quarter. So naturally, the water goes through the meter, but you didn't call me up when the zero usage showed up on your bill. So if you're gonna call me up and say my water bill's too high, and you see something wrong with your bill, it's the same way you would wanna do with your electric bill. If you got an electric bill, said you didn't use any electricity, and it's still charging you money, you wanna straighten something like that out. So if you show zero usage on your bill, you know, you can give me a call then, also. The same way you call up and say, my water bill went up $12. It's aggravating after a while. Next. Thank you.
Anybody in the, well, it's the work session, I'm sorry, so we're not going to the audience. Old business, we tabled this last meeting. Resolution on approving the repiping to Locust Street, location by Joe the plumber. Deputy Mayor.
And I had JCO went back to Joe the plumber because there was some specific requirements to properly install this as per specs for the meter. Right now, it's not, the meter is brand new, but it's not reading properly because the piping is not correct, and it hasn't been correct since probably when that place was built and whatever. It certainly wasn't installed correctly when we did the meter in 2018, and when we did the meter 2 years ago, that was 2 years ago. When we did it in 2016, I believe, it wasn't installed correctly then. We didn't install it, or JCO didn't install it correctly then. It's been installed wrong since the get-go. So if we ever want to use it, I'm just saying we should, I think we should do it, because if we ever want to allow somebody to use that as not a business, because we don't own it, we're just gonna have access to it. But if we're gonna allow somebody to pump water out of there, we should get an accurate reading. And if they wanna use it for a commercial purpose where they're gonna resell it, we should have that accurate reading to charge them properly. Because the meter moves, but it's not gonna be an accurate reading. And so JCO went back. We had an estimate originally of $27.50, but what's required is a screen and additional pipes, more work, but the plumber came back with the same, he was gonna do as per specs on the pump, the same price, $27.50. No, he's gonna, just to get him, you know, as per, to pipe in 3-inch water meter properly to meter specs. So, and I have the meter specs, you know, he has them, and I sent them to them already, and he has them also. So this way he can, proper installation, says right there, this thing comes in the box, I guess. So,
Yeah, it was never installed properly.
wasn't installed properly since day one. Since day one, the first meter, when we got it.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Roll call. Trustee Lozano.
Yes.
Trustee Kolar.
Yes.
Trustee Sampson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lang.
Yes.
Mayor Bucko. Yes. New business. Thank
That
you.
was a lot of work.
Yes.
It was.
It hasn't stopped.
New business resolution increasing the water rates. Locust Street location, 50,000 per 1,000 gallons.
$50.
$50.
I'm sorry, it's $50, what did I say,
50,000.
50,000. So $50 per 1,000 gallons. As soon as this went on our website for today, I got 3 people private message me, is this throughout the village? So,
Yeah, I talked to somebody in my house that said the same thing. No, it's bulk water rates.
yes. All right, so it's not affecting residential rates
No,
at all.
no.
It's like food delivery water.
Pool delivery
Yeah.
water, and it's a business, it was a business on 2 Locust Street that they retired, they're no longer in business. For years, they were paying $6 per 1,000. So one of those big tanker trucks that you saw going down the street,
Would be.
we got $36 for filling that truck. Which, when you get down to the mathematics of it, that price equaled, because they didn't pay sewer on that water, so and facility, what that came down to was the same price that a resident would pay for a little bit more than basic users. If a resident uses basic usage, $76.25, if they use 7,000 gallons. That's $6 per 1,000, calculated out to be a little bit more than basic usage, but they really, you know, for what they sell pool water for, and I'm not saying, but there's no more business there anymore, and going forward, back to item 3, when we repipe it, if we do allow somebody to use it, we should be paid appropriately. And as far back as I can see, I can't find any issue with changing that water rate, that specific water rate. It was done, I don't know when. I think the records are in the basement of the village hall on West Main Street that got flooded out and they were destroyed. So I don't know when or who or how they came up with the $6 per 1,000, but I think it'd be more appropriate to raise it for anyone in the future to use it and make it effective immediately with this quarter and going forward.
And they have been put on a restriction.
Yeah, how much was the restriction of the people that are pumping now?
I think it's 20 loads per week, if I'm not mistaken. If anything more than that, they need to contact JCO. I mean, I don't know what the static levels are right now. This rain that we had the past couple of days has helped us tremendously.
Yeah. Well, this would come out to $300 a truck, 6,000 gallon truck. So, again, we're talking hundreds of thousands of gallons that they pump out of it, or water pumping out of it, and not paying a whole lot. I mean, the dollar figure, if you look at their water bills, the dollar figure, you saw $8,000. Oh, it sounds like a lot of money, but that was a lot of water. A lot of water.
I'll make a motion to approve Paul's request for $50 per 1,000 for the bulk water rate.
I'll second.
Roll call, trustee Lozano. Trustee Kolar.
Yes.
Trustee Sampson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Lang.
Yes.
Mayor Bucko, yes.
I will make a notified.
Nobody's gonna be notified, we'll have to notify Dale, because
Yeah,
it's his property.
It's his property, yes. Okay, in front of you, we have a quote from Robert Green regarding a Chevy 6500 series four-wheel drive dump truck that should assist in this winter snow and ice removal. This, what I'm reading from is Robert Green's email to myself and Chris Montino. He will be working on quoting a 2021 Hino L7 rear-wheel drive dump truck also. The truck I have on ground that we had seen, Paul, when you and I walked it up, is not equipped properly to handle a snowplow. So he'll be working on that. So, talking with Chris several times regarding, is this going to be suitable for what we need? Right now, we have a couple of trucks that are constantly being worked on. They're in the shop, and we just keep throwing good money after bad. It's been that way for years. He said to me today, he's not looking for a whole fleet